Hey guys, it's Tim from Alive Designs again, and today I thought I'd run through polishing with the plastic gritted wheels that you can buy. The most established make, I'd say, is 3M. They're incredibly expensive, but they are very good. My budget doesn't always stretch to that, so I thought I'd try the cheap generic ones from eBay or Amazon, and that's what I'm going to run through with you today. So this is the little kit that I bought from Amazon, I think. I don't know the make of it. It just says it came in from China, and it came with a variety of the different grits. It also came with a number of the mandrels. I've chosen to change the mandrels so that they fit in my quick release handpiece. That doesn't mean that the other mandrels don't work. They do. It's just that when I'm swapping between tools, I like to do it as quickly and as efficiently as I can. And I had some of those mandrels. I've made up this little stand here, which is kind of a giveaway to whether I think it's worthwhile or not. And I've just labelled them in order of grit. So we start at 80 grit and we work all the way through to 1000 grit. I'm not going to use the 80 grit today. The 80 grit's really abrasive, good for getting rid of solder and some metal. I mean, it's like using a really coarse file, basically. I don't want to do that today. I'm going to be using a really old 2p coin. I say really old, it's not that old, it's 1998, but the magnet test suggests that it's copper, so it's one of the old ones. As you can see, it's a little bit beaten up, but you know, it's the 25 or something year old coin. Not very good at maths in my head. So I'm going to polish this just to show you what can be achieved using a cheap set of mandrels. Now, I'm not going to be too careful with this. It's a coin. If it were a precious coin or if it were a piece of jewellery, I'd take a bit more care with it. I'm not going to do that. But what I am going to do is I thought I'd just mask off half of the Queen's face here. And I'm even going to stick it down because I think it'll just help my fingers not to get too hot. So there we go. So I'm going to start on the blue. One thing, and I don't know whether you're supposed to do this, but I'm sure I read it somewhere, is I like to put 3 of these discs on the same mandrel at the same time. I've seen comments saying these don't work, they're rubbish, blah blah blah, and I think if you've just put 1 on, then they are a bit rubbish really, because they're so fine that it takes ages to do anything. I just thought you were supposed to put 3 on. Sometimes I put 2 on, some of these might even have 2 on, but certainly I very rarely bother just putting 1 on. You know, it just takes too long. So this one's got 3 on. They all started the same size, these wheels, and they've all just been used over the course of time. They wear down. I'm pretty sure that there's grit most of the way down in these little plastic tines. It still works when the wheel gets small. Just when they get too small, like this red one is kind of getting there now. I'll probably change that before I do the next piece of jewellery, to be honest. So let's go. Let's see how we get on. So I'm going to polish with the blue first. Like I said, I think the green's too aggressive for this. Wouldn't do any harm if it was, if you were really careful with it, but you know. So, and you can see that I'm going to go up and down with the blue. I'm not going to try and get every little ding out because, you know, it's an old coin and it's copper, and you know, what's the point? See, the masking tape didn't work really, did it? Because it's moving about already. Never mind. We'll still be able to get a reasonable picture. So that's the blue. I'm going to move on to red, and I'm going to use the red on a more horizontal pattern. I can't quite get around that way, but you know, as you'll probably know, the best way to go about polishing is you go in one direction with one grit, you go up a grit, and then you go the other way, and you try and eradicate all of the lines that you left the last time. So I'm gonna go kind of left to right with this one. Doesn't take very long. Let's have a look. No, I think I need to do a little bit more. Okay, I think that'll do. You can see I've been a bit over aggressive with the blue because the writing on the coin has gone down a little bit, and that's my own fault. You know, I started with 120 grit, which is quite aggressive, and I didn't take too much care at it. So as I said, if it was a piece of jewelry or something that was precious, you would take a lot more care, but this is just to show you that it can achieve a decent finish. So let's move on to 400, which I call grey blue. It's kind of a, well, it's grey blue. Going back to up and down, don't need to do very much for that. Yeah, I think we're done with that. Purple, I'm going to go across. I think that's that. And then finally light green, which is supposed to be 1,000 grit, I think. It's kind of interesting that they go from 600 purple to 1,000. If I was using papers, I'd stop at 800 along the way, but you know, that's what came in the kit. I'm sure there are other kits available. To be fair, once you've hit it with 600, 1,000 seems to be okay for silver anyway, and for copper, as you can see, but normally I'd use this on silver. And then finally, I'm just going to give it a little bit of a buff. This is just an old mop that I've got. I think it's probably got Jeweler's Rouge on it. I don't know. I'm not going to use it again on jewelry. I'll just give it a little spin on here. Final polish. Grab a bit of cloth, give it a bit of a wipe, and take that off. And then hopefully you can see it's pretty good. You can probably see some vertical scratches on it. That's where I used the blue, and then probably should have spent a little bit more time using the red. If you recall, we went left to right with the red, but I should have eradicated all of those scratches, but I didn't. So they're going to stay in there irrespective of what we do, basically, because you know, I made them a bit deep. Maybe with hindsight I should have started off with the red. Wouldn't have affected the edges of the writing quite so much, wouldn't have been as aggressive, wouldn't have worn poor old Queenie's face down, but you know, as I said, it's just a demonstration. So hope that shows that these cheap abrasive discs do work. I'd have no hesitation in buying them again and using them again. You know, whether you choose to go down the 3M route is up to you, but hopefully that's of you some use. All right guys, till next time, bye.